show you how I fill in and define my eyebrows. I get so many questions and requests to do this video, and I try to do an updated one once or twice a year. So that's what I'm going to show you in this video. Filling in my eyebrows is a must for me. It really frames the face. If you don't fill in your eyebrows or you're just getting into it, it will change your life. Like, I look back at pictures from like 2 years ago and I'm like, ooh, like I notice my eyebrows, and I'm sure a lot of other people don't notice unless you're into makeup, but I notice, and now it drives me nuts. And I also think a lot of people think that I have big voluptuous brows. I really don't. First of all, I do have thick brows, but I've always had a problem of over tweezing, so that's where filling comes in for me. Also, my eyebrows are black. If you have black eyebrows, you know they are so hard to fill in. Therefore, I do bleach my eyebrows. I'll list everything I use down below. My hair is lighter because I have like an ombre, so I like my brows to be a little bit lighter, and then I can make them as dark as I want. Now, since I have a full face of makeup, this is how I do my eyebrows when I'm doing a full face of makeup, so it's a little bit more defined. If I was just gonna have like mascara or no makeup at all, I'd probably just use the eyebrow powder you will see me use and a little bit of the Dipbrow, but I will spend plenty of time on my brows because they are very important to me. So I hope you guys learned something and you enjoy this video. If you do, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to take a brow spoolie and start combing the brows in an up and outwards motion. This will help keep them in place while I'm filling in and shaping them. Now I'm going to carve out the brows with a concealer. A lot of people do this step after filling them in, but I find it much easier to do it first because it's going to create a guideline of exactly where I want to fill in and what kind of shape I want to create for my eyebrows. To blend the concealer, I bring the front downwards and then blend back towards the end of the brow. I do my brows before foundation, that way I can blend out any harsh lines later. After blending the concealer, you should be able to see almost like an invisible stencil of the brow shape you're going to create. Next, I use a brow powder to fill in my desired brow shape. It's kind of like drawing a picture with a pencil that you're going to go over with a marker. You want to get the shape you want with the powder first and then go over with the pomade, because brow powder is a lot easier to clean if you mess up, and that's why I like to use it first. It also lays down the brow shape so you don't use quite as much brow pomade. I like to bring the product in short hair-like strokes to mimic what real brow hairs look like. That way it doesn't look as drawn on the face. If you make any mistakes, just go back with your concealer brush and clean it up. Now I'm using dark brown Dipbrow, and I also have blonde, chocolate, and ebony, so here are swatches of those if you're interested. You barely need any product, so just dip it in and it blends out so nicely. So I like to start at the end tail of the brow, just because where you first place your brush, you're going to put the most product. So I like to form the tail, and then I blend it towards the front of the brow. Doing this, I'll have the most concentrated pigment of color towards the end, and it'll get lighter as we go towards the front of the brow. I prefer a more gradient brow, so that's why I start at the end, and then I'm going to fill in the top where I don't really have much brow hair to really create that arch. You have about a minute with this product before it sets, so you have plenty of time to blend. Then I go in with a spoolie just to blend the product a little bit more so it's not as harsh. Now you can pluck any stray hairs you see that aren't in the shape you want. Now I'm going to take some of that blonde pomade just for the front of the brow, lightly so it's not as dark as the rest, and then blend it out again with a spoolie. I like my brows pretty full and closer together, kind of like Kim Kardashian's. Then to set, you can use a clear brow gel. The pomade sets them pretty well on its own, but I do this just in case. Here is the before and after. So same thing with my other brow. This one never looks as good as the one I just filled in. I mean, your brows are sisters, not twins like everyone says, but I'm just going to carve it out, and I have a gap on the underside of my brow that needs to be filled in because, I don't know, it's not really growing in. So after I blend the concealer, we will start to fill in with the brow powder. I think a lot of people think you can only fill in your brows where you have hair, which obviously isn't true if you watch this video because my brows aren't that full. So I'm going to start creating my arch. Don't get frustrated. Brows can be really hard. I still struggle with them sometimes. So take your time, blend, and if you mess up, then just clean it up. Now going in with the brow pomade again, I'm going to start at the end of the brow and then start working towards the front. If you find that you make your brows too thick, all you have to do is you can add some more of that concealer just to clean it up. Then taking some of that blonde Dipbrow, I'm adding it to the front of the brow for a gradient. If you don't want to buy two different Dipbrow colors, take some of the leftover Dipbrow on your brush and just put it towards the front. So here are my brows with a full face of makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something new. Make sure to tag me if you tried this technique on your eyebrows, and thank you so much for watching. As always, I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. What is that? What is that? I didn't scratch my chin. Really? Where's my lip gloss? My lip gloss is popping. I'm going to show you today. Obviously all the... I talk too much. And let's go ahead and get started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Look at that contour. Ooh. Today I'm going to teach you how I fill in a hair in my mouth. Running in.